Hi everybody. Hi. This is maybe the best time to record when you're high. Anyway, point being, the Lord said some things that if we could only listen to the red word in the Bible, that's Jesus Christ, we could whiz through life at 100%. And the less we do these things, that's how our grades, they go down to 50, 40, 30, 10. Now, life, and this earth, we're in school, okay? Life is a school. And, some people choose to do the academics, and some people choose to do other things. Everything is okay because the Lord made everybody individually to do what was best suited for whatever their spiritual natures are. And because if you just believe in materialism and evolution and all that, then, you listen up. You're wrong. I have many friends from my background, that are hardcore scientists. More and more over the years, the reason I was always just dipping my toe in many lakes rather than swimming in any of them, and people saw me kind of flaky because of that. And in my core, I'm an academic. I am a scholar. I am somebody that seeks the truth and above all things, especially money. And that's why I have lived in poverty, even though I've had millions in my background. I lived it. I know it. I have been so blessed for knowing all of the extremes there are to know, simply because of broadening my thinking. And if I could leave one gift to my son, Brandon, whom I love dearly, is to say all you need to do is to broaden your perspective. Because if you can't do that, then you're really in jail. And to not know peace inside, and to know that this thought is coming from your own conclusions and not somebody else's, is everything. And you're a combination of many ingredients, but the final ingredient of all the mixture is Brandon. And Brandon is a unique individual. And other things like that have been on my mind since Mother's Day. And there have been many things going on emotionally. And you know what? If you are not experiencing a little turmoil in your life, then you must be real bored. Because that's what these times are about. We are living in principalities. These are not things that are Democrat versus Republican. Those are little symbols that we put on things of our particular preferences. But basically, these are the end times, and we're living in the law of principalities, and you either are for good or you're for evil. Hey, there's nothing else but that, and that's how it is. And so the interesting thing that goes on, and I'm going to publish this on my blog talk probably, it's hard to get recording time, not only because it's a kind of a creative thing to do, like my poetry that got published is significant to me. I mean, to be a published poet is a very few people even know that, and so what I'm trying to say is, we have to know what to reflect upon, and not upon everybody else's stuff, but upon ours as well. And we're here to help. Being helpers means to draw upon resources that are already there. You can't wait to have an answer for somebody. You don't. I have many answers, but very few recipients, because most people can't learn. They can't focus. They can't listen. They are frantic. And they just know that kind of brainwave activity. And what they don't know is how easy that is to correct. I as a research scientist in this field can't relate to anybody I know and explain any of this to them. Am I that far intellectually advanced? What's going on here? There's nobody around me. These are not ignorant people that I can't speak to regarding breakthroughs that are so incredibly, phenomenally revolutionary, changing in every way, but you can't get their attention. So something is going on, and it's something that I've known about, never spoke about, but have spoken to scientists in the field about, is what the Russians actually have been doing. They behind the Iron Curtain. Things go on, and they have advanced technologies that do have a certain amount of mind control over the people. But I'm sure that whatever they have, we have something better. Because whatever anybody else out there has in high technology has already been stolen by everybody else, because Americans, I guess, are superior. Oh, what? You heard me. What do we mean by that? I don't mean that from a spiritual perspective, although it happens to be true. I mean it from every perspective. You guys got to figure that one out on your own. And there is a very small window of the opportunity is closing. The door is closing. The Holy Spirit is grasping it, trying to hold it open for anybody that could possibly awake at the last moment, because you've been so brainwashed and dumbed down and whatever it is, deselected, that you better wake up. You better listen to more than your own brains if you feel that, hey, something's not right here. If you're going to die tomorrow, do you feel okay about that? These are kind of things that are on my mind for a variety of reasons, and I'm surrounded by as a psychologist and biofeedback and stress management therapist and all that stuff. The idea of what we used to call normal is so far beyond that it's startling. There is no family unit anymore, and if there is, you better watch out, because it's very dangerous. We have to be very selective in this time now, because I don't think it has anything to do with family members or friends or anything else. It has to do with who are the people around you that are spiritual. Whether they be friends, relatives, or whatever, aliens. Alien to you, anyway. There are no aliens. There are angels. But anyway, the point is this. We are coming close to some serious decisions that have to be made. You may not even have tomorrow. I don't want to be kind of reckless with any of my statements. I have to do this as a consolidation of my thoughts, because some of the things and environments that I've been in will not allow me to even, how should I put it? Put my thoughts together to make a coherent sentence. I've never been this way. I'm a published poet. that I don't take too much credit for in this part reference. When I write poetry, my hand writes it, but it comes through another source that I'm not familiar with, and that's the God's truth. If I have poetry that comes, that's why I don't write it that often, because I'm not in environments that are conducive to being able to utilize my talents and get them out there. I haven't had any quiet time ever. I can't remember the last time. So how am I supposed to write my poetry, do my radio shows, and all this stuff? I'm tired of it. I'm at retirement time, or what you might call middle age, or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to do that anymore. People with extreme problems, I really wish they would move beyond it. Because I guess because I've always had to. I've had so many problems. I've had alcohol problems, drinking problems, cigarette smoking problems. How shall I put it? I guess I'm kind of cold sexually. And I still am. I always have been. I don't know what that's about. That has nothing to do with any childhood trauma or anything like that. It has to do with, I was a severe automobile accident when I was 16 years old, and the person I was engaged to and in love with was a wonderful guy. He was a musician and had a band and all. I was thrown from a car. He got drunk that night, and we were engaged. High school. Not engaged, but we were together. And I was thrown from a car going a souped up car that he had made because he wanted to kill us. And, stuff like that. We all have things and stories we can tell. But I just really, after that, I don't know why. I just couldn't trust men anymore, really. That was a trauma that created that. My father wasn't like that at all. He was a very kind man. He was troubled himself. He was a World War II veteran. And then Stanley was somebody that loved me but was very stunted emotionally and could not relate in an adult way. He was very disturbed in his own way. And I was struck by him and his charm and all of that. And he had all of that. As Portia, his law practice. I was a very lucky girl to meet him, marry him, and be with him all those years because he helped me grow in a way that was very profound. And he gave me a son. That means everything to me. So anyway, moving on from there to my wildness. You see, because perhaps Stanley was that much older than me, I never got the outward expression of what I needed to do regarding my time frame. I was taken from me when at 16 with that automobile accident. Then I went with stewardessing, and then I got married at 3, and I never really experienced any of that time as normal people do, but I never did from there forward either. In other words, I wasn't at Woodstock, even though I was all for Woodstock, but all these things, like I was listening to Bach, Beethoven, and all that when other people listened to Beatles and so on. And it's not that I'm being sophisticated or snooty. I'm telling you the way it is. That's the way it was. But it made me the person I am today. And that's what Stanley gave me with my child, Brandon, and so on. And yeah, I do. I really, really loved those years. They were great years. And anyway, now listen to this. I'm going to be putting out a few more poems that I found in my paperwork that I thought was lost. So I'm going to be doing that. And we're going to be doing some shows because I really want to move forward with this. And I wanted to tell my story tonight because I'm not always in the mood, nor is my love a light on, and the lighting is right, and the time of day is right. Ooh, I have a very relaxation stuff, and I have a lot to talk about and a lot to tell you, but I just don't seem to have enough time for myself and what I need to do. I'm surrounded